Thank you, Jingle Kids. That's a review. Welcome, friends, on this night as we gathered in from the festivity of our lives, gathered in from the freneticism of our work or relationships or jobs or whatever it is, all these spaces we occupy, these relationships we have. We're going to hear some poems and some music tonight. One of the poems says, "We are made of this magic. Do not rush the return of the sun or lengthening of day." This time of year, sometimes I question what we're doing here, we being the people of the north and colder places. Why are we here? With so much travel and movement, so much change in how what was once a long and treacherous journey is often not so long or so dangerous anymore. We could be living warmer places, it seems, and yet here we are, maybe by choice, maybe by love, maybe by some other ties, in the midst of cold and dark, huddling around warmth wherever we can find it in body and soul, be it in moments where we think, what can I cook that uses the stove so I can just stand next to it in these cold months and feel less chilled, or gathered around traditions or stories or music or art. And so come the traditions down the generations of lighting tiny lights to break the darkness, and the almost dancing decorations that are comical sometimes in the morning, filled with forced air on lawns until the timer turns off and they're kind of drooping there on the lawn. Maybe that's how your soul is feeling a bit this season or every season. And yet, in the midst of it all, our tussle with the season, perhaps our wondering, there is something in the cycles and the movements of the earth, ancient and sustaining, that have wisdom for us. We are made of this magic, writes the poet. Made of the magic that slows us down, that dims the lights of the heavens and the freezing of the air, a reminder of earth and sky of which we are a part, to slow down and tend to the things that bring you life, to embrace the invitation to pause and slow, but also to light tiny candles and ring bells in the midst of it, to pay attention to the magic that can get obscured by the bright dazzle of all the things and the full schedules clamoring for our attention, our time, our resources, our heart. What if we give a bit more of our heart to the things that nourish us best, to move slow and careful, and to know that is the only way to survive? Later in our service, there'll be silence and darkness in here, and the music will call back a little bit of light, just enough for you to make your way to the sides here and light tiny candles and place them in the sand. I invite you just to rest in that dark, however moving you are or still you are, to be held in this space. Because the season, the cold, the silence, the darkness have things to teach us, even when things are not shiny and bright. Like in the words of these poet that Kim Edson will share with us.
To Know the Dark by Wendell Berry. To go in the dark with a light is to know the light. To know the dark, go dark. Go without sight and find that the dark too blooms and sings and is traveled by dark feet and dark wings.
Good evening, everybody. I am on day 8 of a cold, which decided to settle into my voice today. But we're going to do our best to be spirited here and hold the moment. So I was not one who grew up knowing what solstice even was. I don't know, it wasn't my tradition in the Lutheran Church to know about solstice, but about 20 years ago I was introduced to solstice, and I have to say it's one of my favorite times of the year. It begs us to rest and to go within and to reflect. And Humans have been doing this for centuries, if not ages, right? No matter what tradition you're from. I'm Nordic. I can picture my little Norwegian ancestors around the solstice fire. So I have a song that I'm going to teach to you, and we're going to sing it together. I believe the words are there. It's very simple. It's "We are here, we are here." So one of the things I learned when I started to celebrate solstice is you have to wake up the spirits to say, "We're here, hello, help us. We need you." And so that's why we are here at this darkest time of year, on this star-filled night, as the fire burns bright. We are here. And so with that intention, I'll sing it through, and then I've got a couple of verses for you to reflect on. I also want to get you thinking. I was able this afternoon to finally figure out what to do with this beautiful bags that an herbalist gave me this fall that she had collected. There's over 40 different herbs in this little bag that she gave me. And so I spent time making about 40 bundles. So each of you, if you're in a family unit, you might have one intention for your family. If you're in a couple unit, you might share an intention. Or you might just take one on your own. The idea is that they're all gone in the fire. So think about what it is that you want that fire to gift you with. It might be gratitude. It might be letting go of something. It might be just the sacredness of giving yourself self-care during this holiday winter season. So think about that. I've given you homework. I was a teacher for many years, so I'm giving you some homework. When we get out to the fire, you will see a stainless bowl there. Take whichever one calls you. And take time to sniff it. I had the best afternoon sniffing sweetgrass and lavender and sage and all kinds of wonderful things. So, all right, here we go. We are here, on this darkest time of year, on this star-filled night, as the fire burns bright, we are here, we are here. Should we try it? We are here, on this darkest time of year, on this star-filled night, as the fire burns bright, we are here, we are here. Winter says, pause and rest, harvest in, we've been blessed. And as we rest our bones near the fire-lit stones, night spins on, night spins on. We are here, at this darkest time of year, on this star-filled night, as the fire burns bright, we are here, we are here. Solstice comes to remind that all things pass through time. Winter says pause and rest, oh, we're blessed. Night spins on, night spins on. We are here, at this darkest time of year, and this star-filled night, as the fire burns bright, we are here, we are here. Summer's not far from here. If you listen, hear her breathing. She is resting so she can bloom and grow. Night spins on, night spins on. We are here, on this darkest time of year, on this star-filled night, as the fire burns bright. We are here, we are here.
Blessing for the Longest Night by Jan Richardson. All throughout these months, as the shadows have lengthened, this blessing has been gathering itself, making ready, preparing for this night.
It has practiced walking in the dark, traveling with its eyes closed, feeling its way by memory, by touch, by the pull of the moon, even as it wanes.
So believe me when I tell you, this blessing will reach you, even if you have not light enough to read it. It will find you, even though you cannot see it coming.
You will know the moment of its arriving by your release of the breath you've held so long.
A loosening of the clenching in your hands, of the clutch around your heart, a thinning of the darkness that has drawn itself around you.
This blessing does not mean to take the night away, but it knows its hidden roads, knows the resting spots along the path, knows what it means to travel in the company of a friend.
So when this blessing comes, take its hand, get up, set out on the road you cannot see.
This is the night when you can trust that any direction you go, you will be walking towards the dawn.
In Celebration of the Winter Solstice by Stephanie Noble. Do not be afraid of the darkness. Dark is the rich, fertile earth that cradles the seed, nourishing growth. Dark is the soft night that cradles us to rest. Only in darkness can stars shine across the vastness of space. Only in darkness is the moon's dance so clear. There is mystery woven in the dark, quiet hours. There is magic in the darkness. Do not be afraid. We are born of this magic. It fills our dreams that root, unravel, and reweave themselves in the shelter of the deep, dark night. The dark has its own hue, its own resonance, its own breath. It fills our soul, not with despair, but with promise. Dark is the gestation of our deep and knowing self. Dark is the cave where we rest and renew our soul. We are born of the darkness, and each night we return to the deep, moist womb of our beginnings. Do not be afraid of the darkness, for in the depth of that very darkness comes a first glimpse of our own light, the pure inner light of love and knowing. As it glows and grows, the darkness recedes. As we shed our light, we shed our fear and revel in the wonder of all that is revealed. So do not rush the coming of the sun. Do not crave the lengthening of the day. Celebrate the darkness, here and now, a time of richness.
Let us dwell in darkness and silence together.
And so the shortest day came, and the year died, and everywhere down the centuries of snow-white world came people singing, dancing to drive the dark away. They lighted candles in the winter trees. They hung their homes with evergreen. They burned beseeching fires all night long to keep the year alive. And when the New Year's sunshine blazed awake, they shouted, reveling. Through all the frosty ages, you can hear them echoing behind us. Listen. All the long echoes sing the same delight, this shortest day. As promise wakens in the sleeping land, they carol, feast, give thanks, and dearly love their friends and hope for peace. And so do we, here now, this year and every year. Welcome, Yule.
Snuggle up and settle in. You can sit down, it's okay. Snuggle up and settle in. As it once upon a time that this story begins. Long ago, but not so very far away, people would fret on this shortest day. There was a thought that something was wrong, for the sun was not in the sky for long. What was going on? Was there evil to fight? How can we celebrate when there is no certainty of light? I know, said the children, let's hide in the woods. We can dress like animals, cover our heads with hoods. This was a ritual for many a winter solstice. Hiding from evil spirits became a common practice. Until there was a time when it was finally learned. The long, dark nights are caused by the earth's turn. Now we wear masks, not to keep bad things away, but rather to celebrate this shortest day. Connect with the earth and all of its creatures. Send thanks to the sun and all of its features. For without the sun, there would be no food, no life, no earth. So let us don our masks and celebrate the sun's rebirth. You are invited to join us outside by the bonfire.